5, 4, 3, 2.
Coming up tonight on WTOP 10 News, yet another flu-related death has been reported in Onondaga County.
And a prominent limousine service in Central New York has shut down.
We'll have that, plus your latest news, sports, weather, and more.
Stay with us. You're watching WTOP 10 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jack Tieber.
And I'm Catherine Daniewicz, and welcome to WTOP 10 News, your connection to Oswego and beyond.
Coming up, we'll have your latest news out of Oswego County, but first, let's take a quick check of your weather forecast with Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat. How's it looking, Molly?
Hey, thanks, guys. Right to your weather at the top of our news. Wind out of the west at 17 miles per hour with gusts up. 6 degrees. So if you do head out, make sure you bundle up with a jacket. Now let's flash to our national radar. As you can see, a lot going on right now. We have some snow tapering off in our area. Snow up in the northwest, but what I really want you to focus on is that green and orange area right in northern Missouri. That's going to be our weather maker as we head into the weekend. As you can see by the Storm Team 10 3-day forecast, Thursday is going to be a beautiful day. I'll have more on that after the break. But as you can see, precipitation moves in on Friday. Warm temperatures stay. But look at that mix of rain and snow on Saturday. Does that mean that our beautiful warm temperatures are coming to an end here in Oswego? I'll have a full look at your forecast right after the break, but for now, I'm going to send it back to Jack and Catherine.
All right, thanks, Molly. Another death from the flu was reported Wednesday in Central New York. The Onondaga County Health Department says the person who died was middle-aged and was not vaccinated. This has been the 5th reported death in Onondaga County, making this the 8th total in the region. Health officials still urge people to get vaccinated as the flu season can run until early May. The first 2 deaths were reported in January, one of which was in Oswego County.
On Wednesday afternoon, Kaz Limo shut its doors, citing a financial situation. This is coming as a shock to the community who the bus and limousine company served for the past 13 years. The company has no idea whether it will reopen its doors and says a bank froze their accounts. According to the company, negotiations regarding refunds can be made if you have previous reservations. You can work with Bernie Bus for another form of transportation.
Well, Auburn police have identified the officers involved in a deadly shooting at a home on Barber Street over the weekend. Police say Officer Donald Laraway responded to a 911 call of a domestic dispute, which resulted in the death of 45-year-old Jeffrey Harris. Police say it was Harris's estranged wife who notified police that Harris was attempting to break into her apartment. Upon arrival, officers Laraway and Jared Georgie were threatened by Harris with a gun. After multiple attempts to subdue the suspect, Harris started coming toward the officer with a meat cleaver, at which point Officer Laraway shot Harris 4 times and kicked him to the ground. Harris would later die on the scene. Both officers have been placed on administrative leave. Police are still waiting to see if drugs or alcohol played a role in the incident.
In a poll of around 1,500 New Yorkers, 57% of voters are in favor of recreational marijuana use, and 88% are in favor of medical marijuana use. Governor Andrew Cuomo is launching a limited hospital-based medical marijuana program, while Senator Liz Krueger has introduced a full legalization bill. However, Governor Cuomo's administration is opposed to the bill.
Well, another building on campus is about to get a facelift.
Dan I is in Waterman Theater to tell us more about Tyler Hall's upcoming renovations.
All right, thanks guys. Dan I here inside Waterman Theater, where nothing's happening right now, but come summertime, plenty will be happening in Tyler Hall as a $22.2 million rejuvenation project gets underway, an 18-month project to get Tyler Hall into the 21st century as a continuing process of Oswego moving into the 21st century. Now, some of the renovations include Waterman Theater, like you can see all around me. This will be getting a facelift with new seating, a better entrance, and all sorts of upgrades. The building itself, you'll see a new facade, new entranceways, as well as a new rehearsal hall, new studios for recording and practice, and really just more of a warm and inviting feel. And I was talking to incoming students, including my younger sister, who will be coming into the theater program. She couldn't be more excited that even though they will have a year of setbacks where they're going to have to perform in different venues, the project and the finished project and what it's going to look like is really inviting and is another step in the right direction for the School of Communication, Media, and the Arts. So starting this summer and going all the way until December of 2015, a $22.2 million project to bring Tyler Hall into the 21st century. In Waterman Theater, Dan I, WTOP 10.
Thanks, Dan. Well, it's that time of year that gives major headaches to commuters. Potholes are starting to pop up around the region, and a few town supervisors are asking the State Department of Transportation for extra help in picking up the cost to fix them. The supervisors of Lysander and Van Buren, along with the mayor of Baldwinsville, say that sections of routes 31 and 370 are so badly damaged that it's becoming dangerous for drivers. State DOT spokesman Gene Cliento says cold patch repairs are being made, but long-term repairs cannot begin until spring when asphalt plants reopen. This pothole season is expected to last longer than usual because of thick frost formations under roadways. Lysander town engineers say it could be another 6 weeks before it thaws out.
2 art exhibits are being held in Tyler Hall tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. The 2 exhibits are called 51st Juried Student Exhibition and Recollection, a Memory Loss Awareness Project. Both of these exhibits are free, but parking for those without a sticker will be $1.
And coming up after the break, a man accused of making homemade bombs in New York City pled guilty on Wednesday.
And a former New York basketball coach gets sentenced 25 years to life.
Plus, we'll have your full forecast with Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat.
Stay with us, you're watching WTOP 10 News.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back.
You can figure out Jody's gonna
Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o.
I love you. JK. I hate you. JK.
Are you ignoring me?
We're in a huge fight right now.
Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming
This
over.
isn't a
What'd you
joke.
dream about? Me?
Use my number.
I'm lonely. Holla back.
Holla back.
Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some.
Text me.
And welcome back to WTOP. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Molly Matat, here with a quick look at what you can expect from the weather in the greater Oswego area. Now jumping right to our current conditions, as you can see right now, we're sitting at a pleasant 36, definitely warmer than temperatures we've been experiencing around this time of night in February, but be careful of these winds out of the west at 17 miles per hour with gusts up to 29 miles per hour. Those are going to back our real field temperatures back down below freezing to 26 tonight. So if you do decide to head out on this Wednesday evening, make sure you bundle up with a jacket. Now this trend of a warmer, slightly above freezing temperature continues around the state. As you can see, we have 2 spots at freezing, Buffalo and Jamestown, but as we span the rest of the state, we're at low to mid 30s, 35 in Syracuse, 33 in Albany. Cold spot of Glens Falls at 29. If you want warmer temperatures, you're going to have to go all the way down to the Big Apple at 43. Now your top weather headlines tomorrow looks like a sunny morning, but a rainy night ahead. So make sure you get in all that sun tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day until the rain heads in later in the night. However, early weekend warm up, we're going to see very warm temperatures into the mid 40s as we head into the weekend. But be careful of that very cold comeback. I'll have more on that in just a second. Before we talk about that, let's look at our national radar. As you can see, a lot going on right now. Snow up in the northwest and even some showers tapering out of our area. But what I want you to focus on is this area of green and orange right in the northern Missouri area. That's going to be our weather maker as we head into the weekend. Definitely creating some severe weather. It's going to move right up into our area and get a little bit colder and create some snow for us as we head into the weekend. But if we zoom into our regional radar, if we could go back to that, there we go. As you can see, this line of showers is just starting to push out into our area, and you can see it transitions from green to blue there. That is rain transitioning to snow. So earlier, if you were looking out of your window and wondering, what's going on here? Is this rain or snow? It was actually a little bit of both. So definitely be careful of a little bit of ice if you are making a commute tonight, because rain plus snow equals ice. Now for tonight, the rain and snow will move right out of our area. Mostly clear tonight. We're going to bottom out at around 25 with winds out of the west at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And these clear skies are going to continue right into tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is going to be a clear, sunny morning. Clouds will increase as we head into the day, and we will see some late rain. But look at this high of 41. That is a scorcher compared to most February days that we're used to here in Oswego. And that is because of those southerly winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now let me explain that was the Thursday weather map. These southerly winds are going to bring that warm air from the south right into our area, and it's going to be stationed there because of this high pressure system right off to our southeast coast rather. Now we're going to see some sun with some increasing clouds, and be careful of the snow mix and rain off to our west. That's going to start to move into our area and create some precipitation. As I plan out your day for you, if you want to wake up with top in the morning at 8:30 tomorrow with myself and Olivia Eugenia, you will see temperatures of 27 with some morning sun. Again, that beautiful sun will be with us in the morning. Stay with us to around noontime, 39 with some building clouds. We're going to hit that high of 41 at around 3 or 4, and then the rain's going to start, and we're going to cool off right from then. 38, and the rain will begin by your commute home at 5 o'clock. Now the rain will stick around for tomorrow. Showers and breezy conditions. Look at these southeast winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So if you have any Thursday evening plans, make sure you take that into account. We will only bottom out at around 36 though, so staying a little bit warmer than we're used to. Now if we look at the weekend, you can see that the jet stream is starting to lift a little bit to our north, and that's going to allow for this warm air to continue to move into our area and stay here for at least 48 hours. These snow showers are just going to move right on by us. As you can see by the Storm Team 10 5-day forecast, Thursday looks like a great day, but Friday and Saturday the precipitation does move in, and look at this mix of rain and snow. As you can see, that is a precursor to these colder temperatures on Sunday and Monday. In fact, by the time we hit the work week on Monday next week, our high is only 19, so we will see some warmer temperatures into the weekend. Make sure you enjoy it, because we will see that very cold comeback come into the work week next week.
You had to throw in that cold?
I know, I'm sorry. I hate to spoil a good thing, but hey, at least we have 2.5 to 3 solid days of mid-40 temperatures. That is unspeakable here.
Yeah, I know. It feels like
Oswego.
spring.
Yeah, it's a little taste of spring. So enjoy it now. It will be back eventually, not so soon.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Molly.
Thank you, guys.
Let's take a look now at your national and state news. A man accused of plotting to wage a holy war in New York City has pled guilty to a terrorism charge. Jose Pimentel is accused of building homemade pipe bombs with the intention of making a violent impact on U.S. foreign policy. Authorities say this case is a prime example of the increasing threat of homegrown one-man terrorism plots. However, Pimentel's lawyers argue this case has been taken out of proportion due to past terrorism threats.
Richard Denizzo, a former basketball coach, was sentenced to 25 years to life yesterday. He was charged with committing sexual acts against 3 underage girls. The offenses, which occurred between 2008 and 2010, were not committed against the girls whom he coached.
2 American security guards have been found dead on board the Maersk, Alabama, the same ship that was ambushed by Somali pirates back in 2009. The deaths were confirmed Tuesday afternoon by the Coast Guard, who identified the men as Jeffrey Reynolds and Mark Kennedy, both employed by Trident Security Firm. Autopsies are being conducted. The Maersk, Alabama was featured in the 2011 film Captain Phillips, starring Tom Hanks, and portrayed the dramatic rescue of the crew by Navy SEALs.
A Michigan woman was sentenced to a year in prison for faking cancer. Sarah Yellen is getting this sentence on top of another unrelated count of deceit. In her scam, she tricked insurance companies and local people into giving her thousands of dollars. Yellen faked medical documents and even the letterhead of a cancer specialist. She's not giving the public an explanation and declined to comment at this time.
At least 25 people are now dead in an escalation of the protests in Ukraine, and hundreds of others are hospitalized.
And there's no end in sight to the division between the demonstrators and their government. Andrew Spencer of CNN reports.
Smoke filters the sun.
Coming up after the break, we'll hear from Nikita Ramos about the latest phone from Nokia, and we'll take a full look at sports with Alex Ettinger.
But first, take a look at your late night menu. Stay with us, you're watching WTOP 10 News.
Bloody day in Kiev and a night.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Welcome back. We now have that video on the protests in the Ukraine.
Let's take a look at it.
Smoke filters the sunlight as it shines on Independence Square after a bloody day in Kiev and a night of continued protests. Standing behind walls of fire, demonstrators separate themselves from government forces using whatever wood they can find to fan the flames, holding shields on what is presumably the front line.
These people standing here for their future, their lives.
These fireworks serving as an improvised weapon, as CNN's Phil Black has found walking among the protesters.
These pipes, they use compressed gas to propel fireworks attached to Molotov cocktails to get more distance and bigger bang.
The makeshift weaponry includes more than just Molotov cocktails. Simpler weapons pass up the line. Bits of stone ripped from the very streets of Kiev. Wednesday, Ukraine's President Viktor Yanukovych pinned the blame for the violent clashes on anti-government groups, demanding protesters disentangle themselves from what he called radical forces provoking bloodshed. This, a clear escalation of protests that began months ago, when Yanukovych backed away from a trade pact with the European Union, opting instead for closer relations with Moscow.
This is all about whether Ukraine is a European nation or part of Russia. That's what this is really all about.
For now, the on-again, off-again talks between the government and the opposition leaders remain stalled. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
So people are really worried about these riots because it's so close to Sochi and the Olympics.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary situation. You know, we hope that everybody out there is going to be safe throughout these riots. All right, we're going to talk with Nikita Ramos now. She has some information about a new phone.
Hi, I'm Nikita Ramos. Rumors are quickly spreading about Nokia and Android pairing together to develop the first ever Nokia Android phone. Here's an inside look on the story.
So what's this phone about?
Android and Nokia are actually pairing together for the first time to create an Android phone for Nokia, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Think it's going to be as indestructible as the old Nokia phones?
Well, the Nokia phones are always indestructible, so no matter what, you can't break them.
You know, I had a Nokia phone, I think it was like 2007. It was one of those old-fashioned flip phones. The thing lasted forever. I think I still have it.
My father still has his from 7 years ago. It's still alive.
They're built to last, I guess. Then.
Right. So here's hoping to make a big profit.
Yep.
All right, now let's take a full look at your sports with Alex Ettinger.
Tomorrow, the Oswego State swimming and diving teams will travel to Buffalo, New York, to participate in this year's SUNYAC Championships. The events will take place at Flickinger Aquatic Center in Erie Community College and run through this Saturday. The Laker women will be looking to collect their first SUNYAC title since 2007 and the men their first ever. However, Oswego will face stiff competition from Geneseo's men's and women's teams, who are both heavy favorites to win this year. If you wish to attend this weekend, SUNYAC students with their ID and children under 5 are free. Adult tickets are $6. A milestone was reached by high school boys basketball coach Eric Cerrone last night. Cerrone's Henniger Black Knights defeated the CBA brothers 52-51 in the Class AA Section 3 quarterfinal game. The win was the 200th of Cerrone's career. In his 12 years since taking over the program, Cerrone has a record of 263. Maroney kept the record a secret, saying, "None of my coaches or players knew." Henniger will take on Utica Proctor this Saturday in a repeat of last year's sectional title game. In a shocking NCAA upset, #1 Syracuse was knocked off by unranked Boston College tonight. At the end of regulation, the two teams were tied at 50 points apiece. However, in overtime, the Orange were outscored 12-9 for a final score of 62-59. This loss to a Boston College team that was 6-19 coming into the game will impact Syracuse's place in the national rankings. C.J. Fair was the high man for Syracuse with 20 points and 11 boards, and Ryan Anderson led Boston College with 9 points and 14 rebounds. Syracuse will have to recover quickly as they take on #5 Duke this Saturday. America's men's hockey team defeated the Czech Republic 5-2 today to advance to a semifinal game in Sochi. They will take on Canada in the semis in a repeat of 2010's gold medal game. In the 4 games the Americans have played, they have taken on 3 teams heavy with established NHLers in Slovakia, Russia, and the Czechs. This could be a great warm-up to take on the Canadians, who have a deeply talented roster brimming with some of the NHL's best. The game will be played this Friday at noon Eastern Time. Now back to the news desk.
Thank you, Alex. We have Nikita Ramos's video on the Nokia phones.
For its very first Android phone that's codenamed as Normandy and expected to be named Nokia X after the expected release date. It is rumored that the device will be unveiled next week, yet the teaser image that is being used today shows 4 large black arrows pointing to the center, creating a green X. A Twitter account known as EVLeaks tweeted an image yesterday revealing what seems to be the final branding of the Nokia Android phone. At first, it was shown only in red. However, according to the images that EVLeaks posted, there are multiple colors that this new Android handset will be made in. According to speculations from The Verge, the device will have a 4-inch display, 512 megabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of internal memory, and just a 5-megapixel camera. Engadget states that the Nokia X is said to be a forked version of Android that does not associate with Google's apps and services. This means that Nokia can customize the device however it wants to, very much like the way Amazon does with the Kindle Fire. It will continue to have a few of the popular apps from the App Store so that the developers can put their already existing Android apps across. Nokia is still waiting the all-clear of Microsoft to acquire the company. This issue gives a possibility for the project to never see the light of day. However, the leaked photos on Twitter and similar stories have shown substantial progress with the new handset. The expected release date for the Nokia X will be at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona on February 24th, 2014. I'm Nikita Ramos with your technology update.
That looks pretty nice. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the lighter side of news.
But first, take a look at your community calendar. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP 10 News.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Influential candy bar, some sweet news for chocoholics. The Kit Kat bar has been named the most influential candy bar of all time. Time magazine interviewed Ed Candy experts and historians to determine which 13 bars had the biggest impact on the chocolate bar industry and the world. According to Time, the Kit Kat was the first candy to be marketed around the concept of sharing. It was also one of the first candy bars to earn a global following. And how can you forget that catchy gimmick, you know, give me a break?
We're going to talk to Molly about the weather.
Yes, and if we can just flash that day planner up really quick. I want to time this out for you guys tomorrow. At 8 a.m., you're going to be looking at a great sunny sky with temperatures at 27. We're going to warm up to noontime. Clouds are going to build, though, and by the time you make your commute home at 5 o'clock, that rain will get here, and it will stick with us